Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sheria Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Russian armed forces maintain sustained operational momentum across all sectors of the front, integrating precision deep strikes with coordinated ground maneuvers. On October 9th, Russian units advanced in several directions, consolidating territorial control, eliminating Ukrainian mechanized assets, and targeting strategic infrastructure and energy nodes critical to sustaining Kyiv's combat capability. Operational tactical aviation, missile forces, and artillery delivered concentrated strikes on port installations, UAV assembly sites, energy hubs, and fuel storage facilities in 142 locations. This pattern of strikes reflects continued emphasis on crippling Ukraine's logistics, transport, and defense industrial capacities. Air defense forces remained active, intercepting 4 guided bombs, 2 HIMARS projectiles, and 112 fixed-wing UAVs, maintaining layered protection across operational zones.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, what stands out most from the latest round of operations on October 9th?
The defining feature of the last 24 hours has been the continuity of pressure through precision and positional control. We are now seeing the operation shift decisively towards sustained degradation of the Ukrainian command and sustainment structure. Russian forces executed coordinated deep strikes across 142 targets, from port facilities and UAV assembly centers to energy and fuel infrastructure. These were not random bombardments, they were part of a coherent interdiction strategy designed to dismantle Ukraine's ability to move, supply, and communicate. At the same time, ground forces advanced selectively along multiple sectors, not through broad, high-risk offensives, but through calculated positional improvements that incrementally erode Ukraine's defense belt. Every kilometer gained is now matched with an equal loss in Ukrainian logistical and electronic coherence.
Let's start in the north, the Sumy and Kharkiv regions. What's happening there?
The North Group continued to exert strong offensive pressure, striking mechanized and assault units in Alexeyevka, Korchakovka, and Kondratovka in the Sumy region and extending toward Volchansk and Obukovka in Kharkiv. The engagements resulted in roughly 195 Ukrainian casualties and the destruction of multiple armored vehicles, artillery systems, and ammunition depots. What's notable here is the systematic reduction of Ukrainian supply capacity. Our strikes targeted logistics routes and depot infrastructure. 7 major depots were destroyed. When you remove a logistics hub, you don't just deny ammunition or fuel, you break the rhythm of a brigade's ability to fight. In military terms, the North acts as a fixing sector, tying down Ukrainian brigades, forcing them to defend lines they can no longer reinforce, while enabling Russian maneuver groups to exploit weaknesses elsewhere.
So, the north is more about containment and attrition than breakthrough?
Precisely. It's an area of strategic fixation. Our aim isn't to surge forward, it's to stretch Ukrainian manpower, dilute their reserves, and make their front untenable by logistics rather than firepower alone.
Shifting to the west, Kupiansk, Krasny Liman, and Svyatogorsk are key areas of combat. How is the situation evolving there?
The West Group of forces advanced into stronger tactical positions near Kupiansk and Krasny Liman, dislodging Ukrainian mechanized and territorial defense formations. We eliminated about 230 Ukrainian troops and destroyed several Western-provided systems, including 3 U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carriers and multiple electronic warfare and radar assets. The destruction of 7 EW stations and 7 ammunition depots is particularly important. Ukrainian command relies heavily on Western EW platforms for coordination and drone integration. Neutralizing them isolates units, reduces drone intelligence, and shortens command range. By removing these systems, we are creating an electromagnetic vacuum, a situation where our forces can operate with far less interference, and Ukrainian communication networks degrade into silence or fragmentation.
Does this mark a shift toward Russian electronic dominance in this theater?
Yes. We are entering a phase of operational electronic supremacy. In modern warfare, whoever controls the electromagnetic spectrum controls time and information. Once you blind a network, even the most capable troops lose cohesion.
The Donetsk front has seen continuous fighting. The latest report mentions Kramatorsk, Severodonetsk, and Konstantinovka. What are the updates from the south?
In the south sector, we executed what I would describe as the measured offensive momentum, advancing where resistance was weakened, holding firm where Ukrainian artillery was concentrated. Ukrainian forces, including mechanized, airmobile, and mountain assault brigades, lost roughly 125 personnel, a German-made Leopard tank, and several Western vehicles including HMMWV and Senator armored cars. Beyond the equipment, this front highlights an emerging doctrine, the compression model. We apply pressure along multiple nodes of the defense line, compressing Ukraine's maneuver space until retreat becomes inevitable. Each tactical improvement creates an operational choke point, and we sustain that pressure through continuous ISR coverage and long-range fires.
So these aren't random advances? They're engineered encirclements?
Exactly. The southern operations prioritize spatial control and fire dominance over speed. Each kilometer secured is fortified, ensuring Ukrainian counterattacks are repelled under precision fire.
Let's move to the center, Donetsk's urban axis. Reports indicate this sector saw the heaviest combat.
That's correct. The center group inflicted the day's highest Ukrainian losses, over 520 personnel, during engagements across Rubizn, Krasnoarmysk, and Shevchenko. Multiple elite formations were targeted, including airborne, marine, and ranger brigades. We destroyed several artillery systems, including Western-supplied Caesar and Crab platforms, and local armored carriers. This represents not just a tactical victory but a strategic erosion of Ukraine's elite formations. Their ability to mount synchronized counterattacks is rapidly diminishing. The central battle space serves as the decisive theater. It's where Ukraine deploys its best units and Western hardware, and it's where sustained attrition now yields exponential results. The loss of veteran brigades here cannot be easily replaced, neither by manpower nor by Western training programs.
In the east, we've heard reports of the liberation of additional territory. Can you elaborate?
Yes. The East Group achieved another breakthrough by advancing through Verbovo and Novonikolivka and liberating additional sectors near Malinovka. Ukrainian losses were around 325 personnel, alongside multiple tanks, vehicles, and 2 electronic warfare stations. This area is strategically vital because it bridges the Zaporizhia and Dnipropetrovsk regions. Controlling these corridors disrupts Ukraine's east-west troop and supply movement. What's emerging is a pattern of progressive dislocation. Each localized victory has cascading effects, forcing Ukraine to reroute supplies through longer, riskier corridors vulnerable to our missile and drone interdiction.
Lastly, what can you tell us about the Dnieper front, which seems to focus heavily on interdiction?
The Dnieper Group continued precision operations against Ukrainian positions in Molotokmachka and Tyahinka. Ukrainian casualties were moderate, around 55 personnel, but the destruction of 5 electronic warfare systems and radar arrays, including US-made and Israeli-produced systems, is strategically profound. This front is less about land control and more about disconnecting the enemy across the river system. By dismantling radar and EW capabilities, we isolate Ukrainian units on either bank of the Dnieper, denying them cross-river coordination and forcing fragmentation.
So essentially, you're isolating the battlefield electronically before any major offensive?
That's correct. The Dnieper front functions as an information interdiction zone. Before you move troops, you move the spectrum. Once the enemy's ability to communicate and coordinate is broken, their defenses collapse without direct confrontation.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive frontline updates from commanders in theater.